Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Mixed Bag Podcast with your co-host, the Golden Hipster, T Money, and starring special guest, Ariana. Yes, some say she's the next Amy Sereno.
Oh, okay.
Others say she's the next Dulce Kenny Ruiz.
You may know her. She has multiple multi-platinum albums and hit songs.
Next entrepreneur of the century.
Look, I can't help it. Okay? It just be like that sometimes.
We'll spit a little bit about, I guess, what are you about right now? Like, what's going on?
But don't literally spit.
So, what I have going on right now, oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about it, honestly.
So much?
Yeah. So,
That's
right
cool.
now, at the moment, I'm trying to juggle a lot, but my main focuses right now are really just kind of like on this fashion show that I'm working on, which has been like kind of nerve-wracking, but like also at the same time like super exciting. I am the head makeup artist for this fashion show coming up in April, which if you
We can get
heard
in
about it,
We can get in a little bit. That's the Fashion Week for Peoria.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. What's it all about? You said you started it, or you're
No.
you're kind of...
Yeah, no way. That's way too over my head. But no. So I don't know if you've heard of like Joker Visuals here in Peoria.
No.
So it's this guy named Ezra Murray. He started doing this fun fashion show for his birthday for the last like 3 years. But he's only ever really worked on it like himself, kind of like literally running around like directing everybody.
Like a real entrepreneur.
Yes, like he has his own like photography studio. He does photos, lighting, DJing, all that fun stuff. And he's usually doing this just for like his birthday. But this year, his wife was like, "No, how about you like actually like, just like enjoy it instead of just like running around doing everything." So this year, instead of doing like a fashion like just like one show, he's doing like the whole week, which technically to be a week for like in the fashion industry it has to be like 3 days.
Okay.
So he's gonna do like 3 different days. Yeah, big week.
Weekend.
Yeah. He's gonna do those 3 days, which is it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait. There's gonna be like a cultural day. It's gonna be like the first day, and then like the second day is gonna be like the kids' day, and then the third day is gonna be like all the fashion designers.
And so you guys got models, you guys got artists.
We just finished
everything.
our last casting call, like I think it was like last weekend.
Sure.
And every single time like when we did our first one and this last one, I was like just shocked at like the amount of people, because I was like, I don't know,
This is Peoria.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Peoria. I was like, how many people are gonna be coming to this, right? I'm like, probably like 10 or 15.
30,
Yeah. And like my expectations weren't high. I had no idea what to expect when I was brought onto this team, or when I was even like come to with this idea. I was like, it'll be a cool, like something fun to do. Now it's like, did I kind of like
something legitimate?
Yeah, this like wasn't
really
what I
cool.
was expecting. It's gonna be like they're gonna have like their own little like setup in like the museum.
Is there a runway? There has to be a runway.
There's definitely gonna there's gonna be a runway. They're documenting this entire process.
Sweet.
A lot of it we can't really talk about.
Of course.
So I'm super excited.
And this is of course open to the public, but is it like by ticket, or anybody can just come in?
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure how they're doing it yet. I'm assuming there's gonna be a ticketed event.
But there's a Facebook page.
There is a Facebook page, and I'm pretty sure it's Peoria's Fashion Week. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head. Yes.
Yeah. So I guess as I was saying before, kind of how did you get in cahoots with the whole organization?
Yeah, so I used to work at Sephora when the Sephora at Kohl's just opened up. That was like a huge deal when it came to Peoria, because they were like...
Oh, it was at Kohl's too?
No. It was... I started working there, and one of the ladies started going to Sephora like often. And met one of my friends, and my friend was like, my best friend is like super into makeup and would love to like do this. And so she had messaged me or called me that night, and she was like, this girl came in and she was like, we need makeup artists for this fashion show. And I was like, girl, and you told her I wanted to do it. I have anxiety. Like, I can't do that. I was like,
that's good.
That's so scary. Yeah. She was like, but you're so good. And I showed her some of your work, and she wants to talk to you. And I was like, but like, I have anxiety. So I was like, well, you can send her my number. And if she really does want to talk to me, she'll text me, right? And so she ended up messaging me, I think either that night and I looked at the message and I was like, I'm not going to answer until the morning. I was like, I'm too nervous. I'll just wait until the morning time. And so I texted her back in the morning. And I was like, hey, I got your message. I am super interested. And then from there, she was like, oh, let me see some of your work. I texted her some of my work. And then she was like, oh my gosh, yes, like, you're amazing. And then from there, everybody was just super sweet. They're so, like, welcoming. It's so hard to find people like that nowadays.
You feel part of a family.
Yeah. And I was super nervous because I was like, I'm going into a group of people that I do not know anybody. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm really grateful, but...
I mean, that kind of what set people apart is when they let that anxiety consume them, and when they let, you know, that...
Never let an opportunity slip.
Right, well,
you only get one shot.
The good thing for me, though, is that, like, my anxiety tends to show, like, opposite. Like, I end up talking a little too much.
Oh.
So, it's, like, a win, but, like, a lose at the same time, because, like, half the time that I'm talking, I don't really know what I'm saying, and it just starts coming out.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes gold comes out, and it gets you somewhere.
Exactly.
Other times,
or is it like you talk
trouble.
a lot already, and, like, people just don't notice that you're talking more?
I don't know.
Do you say...
I hope it's that one.
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Do you think you're talking a lot right now?
No, you're doing fine.
Oh, great. Now you guys have me thinking about...
I don't want you to go with it. Sorry.
That got me thinking.
Am I? No anxiety here. No, you're talking an absolute normal amount.
Well, we'll definitely try to make the show. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, that does sound really cool.
I would love it. If anything, I low-key might get y'all tickets.
Oh, yeah?
So we can see. We'll see what we can hook up.
Oh, yeah?
Slide up. So we got to slide
I mean, it's the least you can do since we're promoting it here.
Right. No, seriously. Little promo.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, that sounds really exciting. I've never been to something like that, but I'd definitely be open to going to that. It could be a lot of fun.
And so I guess kind of what got you like cosmetology as well.
Yeah.
What got you into that? Why do you like it?
Oh, Lordy. I mean, ever since I was little, I mean, I literally, this is so embarrassing, but I would get dropped off because I grew up here, but then once my school closed down, my mom was like, no, I don't want you going to school here. You're going to go to school in Mossville. So I literally went to Chillicothe for school every single day. My mom would or my grandma would drop me off at my aunt's house, and I would get ready at my aunt's, and then I would get on the bus and go to school. That's illegal, by the way, if you didn't know. Oh. It's illegal to use somebody else's address, but technically, really, I was there.
Whatever you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But I would put my aunt's makeup on my face before I went to school, and then I'd come home and wash it off before my mom came to pick me up.
Yeah, had to hide it away.
Except my aunt was terribly spray tanned and was orange, and so I was putting her orange makeup on my face, and it was just so embarrassing. I mean, what a time, but it was just okay, girl, you're in 4th grade.
So a hot tip, you don't do that in the wintertime.
Yeah, no, you don't do that anytime, but don't especially do it in the wintertime.
Or when you're 4 years old.
I don't think I was 4. I think I was more 10, 7 or 8.
Whoa, okay.
When do you think is an appropriate age for girls to start wearing makeup?
So, yeah, I mean, that's a really good question, actually. I feel like I get that question a lot working at Ulta, because I feel like everybody's I want to get my daughter something. I always like to say that, in my opinion, I wouldn't really let my daughter ever really wear makeup until maybe around 12 or 13. I feel like that's a really good age.
That is.
The age that they start going to, they're in middle school, they might have a little school dance or something, and they start seeing YouTube videos or any type of social media, and they're going to be my friends like that, I want to, do that too. Or they see their mom, they're I mean, you see these little girls, 5-year-olds running around on TikTok with little lipsticks all over them because they see their mom's lipstick and they want to put it on. So, I mean, you have to keep those things in the back of your mind because your kids just want to grow up and be like you. So,
and with social media, I feel like kids are growing up so much faster now.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started.
The clothing is it's unreal.
The way that, I don't know what the heck they're feeding these kids.
Well, the way they're raising their kids.
That too.
I think that's the bigger question.
That too.
Or they just don't monitor what their kids are watching.
But half the time they don't pay attention. Or
and then they just blame the shows for existing.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started.
Hey, this could be a rant episode if you want to get some things off your chest.
Gosh, my sister's 15 and does too much. I can't. And my brother is like 13, but he is like forever huge.
Sure.
He said that I'm short because I don't like milk.
Don't like milk.
I don't like milk.
That's a conspiracy of itself.
My brother doesn't like milk, and he's a lot shorter than me too.
Oh, great. It's the milk.
Maybe it really is the milk.
It's not genetics. Definitely not because most Mexicans are short.
Yeah.
Let me not say that.
I mean, have you been to like
I love
Mexico?
chocolate milk growing up.
I haven't been to Mexico. Oh my
Not
gosh.
yet?
I'm literally I want to go so bad.
Hey, I
The
haven't
only
been
reason
there
why
either.
the only reason why I haven't though is just because I want to take my sister, just because her dad was deported a couple of years ago, and so I just feel like it's not fair.
It's not right if you go without
Right,
her.
exactly. I just don't want to. So I'm waiting. I don't know. I feel like I already have my passport. I just need to get her one. I just don't have the extra money to get her one right
Yeah,
now.
passports are expensive to
Yeah,
renew.
they're like $200.
And like even though like Mexican airfare is still relatively cheap, I think I've heard somebody say like the golden age of airfare is over. Like it
Yeah.
kind of is. I'm noticing.
Yeah.
Well, when
Or-
COVID was around, tickets to like anywhere were super
Even Miami,
cheap.
like this gal I knew in class, she went to Miami for like $26.
Me and my girlfriend at the time,
Yeah.
we almost took a $75 flight to Los Angeles.
Yeah,
$75 for a round trip, by the way.
it's kind of a punch in the
That's
guts
insane. For Los Angeles, anywhere, for anywhere.
now. To
but
be honest.
I don't even like looking at flights anymore. I
Yeah.
went to Hawaii, I think.
Ooh, which island?
I went to Kauai.
Kauai.
I'd love to go to Hawaii.
It was so beautiful. I literally fell in love. I literally... ugh.
I mean, every day is scenic.
It was literally breathtaking 24/7.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The situation that I was in while I was there was but
But that's why you were in Kauai.
But being there was like
It's like,
it didn't even matter.
You forgot all
you,
about
you
it.
get
was like-
stressed, just go outside.
You literally, I mean, the chickens were a little annoying in the morning, but I mean, I would have lived with the chickens if I had to.
Yeah,
like,
it's less annoying than city folk.
I did almost die though.
Gunshots.
Oh, yeah?
That was
Like
pretty
drowning?
traumatizing. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just joking.
No, I'm being so serious. So like, oh my gosh. And the funny thing is that my best friend's family gets so mad every single time that like we bring this up because they were angry with us, which kind of ticks me off because it was like, okay, but like, was it our fault that we almost died? Like, it wasn't our fault. It's not like we like did it on purpose. Okay, but anyway, so we were kind of tipsy, not gonna lie. We were like,
Now it's starting
okay.
to sound more like
No,
it.
no, it really wasn't that bad. But, like, we weren't like dying
They
or
said
like drunk.
don't drink and swim.
Do they really?
I
They
don't-
do.
Oh my gosh.
Probably, at least in deep waters.
Okay, well, we weren't deep at first. So we didn't know what time it was, and we didn't know like only the locals really knew like when the tide came and when it like nobody.
Oh, you were that tipsy.
No, it wasn't. Like it was still
No, I'm
light
joking.
outside and
Yeah.
everything. Like we started swimming out, and I don't know what happened. One second we were right there, and then the next second we were like all
Yeah.
the way.
Was it like a riptide or something?
Yeah.
That's
And-
scary.
And we like went past the reef.
That's scary.
And we kept like trying to swim, like we were swimming, and I got so tired. And that's the scary part is like
You get tired.
I was so tired, and I was like, I literally can't. Because she was telling me, she was like, come on, let's go, and I was like, I literally can't. And like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared of the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm tiny as it is. I'm 4'11".
It's like we're a dolphin when you need one.
No,
or a
seriously.
sea turtle.
Well, so then somebody came out, like some local came out, and he like rode his surfboard and got us.
Oh, nice.
And I can't even tell what was
Yeah.
more embarrassing,
Whoa.
me almost dying and getting drowned out there, or my ass being in his face when he was like swimming us back to the shore. I was like,
Shout out to this heroic dude.
no, seriously.
Yeah, honestly,
no,
if
I
he
literally
wasn't there-
I was crying. I was crying.
If he wasn't there, you might not be here today.
Yeah, I thanked him so much. I was like, what can I do? And he was like, you're fine. Like, you're good. I'm like, I'm not good. Like, I'm sitting there bawling, and he's just like, okay, I've got to go now.
Do some surfing.
He's like, this happens all the time.
No,
Taurus.
he's like, this is the sixth person today.
I can imagine, especially with tourists, like people that just don't know the place very well.
Yeah, I that was the last time that I like stepped in the ocean past like if it was like past like 4 o'clock, I was not getting in the water.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll dip my toes in.
I've never been in the ocean.
Really?
Yeah,
we were
I've been
close.
I've been in like big lake beaches, like Lake Michigan,
Uh-huh.
but never been to an actual like ocean beach.
What where did you go when you went to Lake Michigan?
We went to the Indiana Sand Dunes.
The dunes.
We went there.
Oh, yeah, those
The
are
dunes.
nice.
We went there quite a few times.
It's nice, but the thing about me and Timo's adventures, like I always like to go somewhere kind of secretive and then find people. So when we go to the dunes, we take a hike and then over these huge like sand dunes and like, oh, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous there, yeah.
You wouldn't think you're in the Midwest.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that's like 2.5 hours away from Peoria.
Yeah, shout out to the dunes. Go
Though
there.
it is kind of sad because like it's this big area that's gorgeous, but you look all the way in the left and all the way in the right. In the distance, there's just a factory on each side.
Oh my God.
That just kind of runs by. But you look across the water, you can see Chicago, the skyline of the city. Yeah,
That's so cool.
It's a really nice place. I definitely recommend.
When I went, it was really gross because there was like a storm the night before.
Oh.
So it was like all murky and it was like super sad. But
what about the rocks? Did you see any like the nice like I guess stone throwing rocks?
no, it was like the tide was super high. So like there was literally like it was.
Yeah,
why
I could
you
stand
check
there.
the weather.
I could stand there.
Yeah, I know, right?
I could probably stand there for hours just trying to skip rocks. Something
Like,
about it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All the rocks are
I
perfect
literally
there.
have no patience. I would be like, all right, well, anyway.
I would take so long just looking on the ground for the perfect rocks to throw, and every time I find one, I'd be like, that's the one, and then I'll go for it. And if it sucks, I'd be like, dang it, now I gotta find another one.
When we just bring it up, it just sends good vibes because of the good vibes when we were there.
Yeah, it's a good place to
Do you know
just
anybody
relax.
with jet skis or a boat? I mean, like,
I
holla.
mean, no. My wife got her boat license.
Hey, there you
Yeah,
go.
no, we were.
Can you rent boats there?
I think you have to rent from Chicago or something.
I could see that, yeah.
Or
It's probably
Indiana.
expensive too.
Yeah.
Probably. She got her boat license back in like last year of July. She was in Japan and I was in Michigan.
Okay.
And we were on a boat for 4th of July. It was the first time I've ever been on a boat.
Yeah.
So we were just, going around. We were doing the little, what is it, the tubing or is that what it is?
Would they pull you with the...
With the floaties?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing that. And
That's fun.
I had a migraine. It was so bad. Like literally...
You're bouncing around?
I fell off. I hit my head. I splashed
yeah.
everywhere. I was...
It's so much fun, but falling off can be quite painful.
It was rough, yeah. But I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like, I love it. It's so peaceful. It's so calm. My dog loved it. He, like, jumped in the water to me because
nice.
he was like, Mom, like, you're in the water. I was like,
Don't leave
help.
me.
Yeah. He had fun. We were all just swimming around. He scratched the heck out of me. I cried. But I told my wife, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to get a boat. And she was like, okay. And they went and got her boating license.
Nice.
I was like, okay.
Next step is the boat.
Next step is the boat. Don't know when that will happen, but we got the license just in
There
case.
you go, yeah.
Hey, just bring up cool spots like the Dune or somewhere.
No,
Yeah, and you can
seriously.
take us boating.
Right. Heck yeah.
You'll be our friend with the boat.
Like,
I'm curious. Why was she in Japan? Is it because she's part of like a military?
yeah, no. So she
Okay.
was in the Marines.
All right.
Oh,
She
best
just
branch.
Hoorah.
she just got out. That's
Strong.
the wrong branch.
Oh, is that the
yeah,
Army?
that's the Army.
My bad.
It's Marine strong, no Army strong.
Army strong. What are the Marines? What are they?
I should know because I was close. I was tempted to go.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. It's so
Yeah.
funny. We keep talking about the same
Yeah.
story. Me and my buddy, we're gonna go because I got my buddy to do
The buddy program.
Yeah, we were gonna do it.
He pretty much said, hey, join the military with me. And then as soon as his friend joins, he's like, actually, I'm not going to do it.
it's not
And then
God's
he went
plan.
and Brian didn't.
I just didn't think it was for me.
No.
I don't think God was telling me.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well-
if the calling comes back, I'll know. But for now,
Well, hey,
What made you
if
want to go in the
do
first
it.
place?
kind of how a lot of people feel when they go into Marines. A little better their life financially. That's
Free
mainly
college.
it.
Yeah,
financially,
money.
and you'll be
Yeah.
away somewhere
Yeah.
from like where your hometown is. Because
Good way to get in shape.
Yeah, the same too. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I joined the military. I was in the Army actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That's a sore subject.
With
Ew.
what rank?
So I was an E2.
Oh, okay.
I went to basic, and when I went to basic, I got stress fractures in both my knees.
Ooh.
And so since they were in like both my knees, they were like, you can stay if you want, but like you have to go through this like physical therapy. And the physical therapy place in Fort Leonard Wood was absolute trash, and there were like drill sergeants messing around with the trainees. There was a pregnant trainee. I'm like, how are you pregnant? Like, go home. Like, you're not even supposed to be here at this point. So like, I just wasn't very comfortable. I didn't feel safe.
If the NSA is listening, it's not true. She didn't see that.
No, for real. But yeah, no, it was too much for me. So I was like,
So it was like an honorable discharge?
Yeah, well, I got medically discharged, but it's it's like not labeled. It's like not honorable, but not dishonorable.
Yeah.
It's just like
kind of like gray zone.
It's a general discharge.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was rough.
But at least you did it.
No, I did it.
You're a tough gal for doing it.
It was
most people don't even.
The hardest part, I think, was like watching so many people who didn't deserve it like get to make it, and then me, because I got my stress fractures like literally right at the end of training. So like my heart was shattered. Like they literally told me like I was getting ready to get to like pack my ruck and everything, because my drill sergeant was like, yeah, you're good to go, like we're about to head out, like we're leaving at 4:00 in the morning, you know, sleep well, we got this, because like I was super nervous. I didn't think I was gonna go. And then the next morning he's like, yeah, you're not going. And I'm like, you're lying. Like, what are you talking about? You said I could go last night. And he's like, no, they called us. You literally have broken knees. You're not going.
Dang.
And I was like, I literally just cried. And he was like, I'm sorry.
What can you do? You're broken bones.
Yeah, literally. This is not the drink of the milk.
Yeah, you should have been drinking more milk. Yeah. Make your bones stronger.
Yeah.
But I will say that...
milk saves all.
When I went into the military, and this is going to sound so bad, I was 87 pounds. When I came out of the military, I was 115.
Oh.
Just for context, she's a pretty small gal, guy.
Yeah, I'm very tiny. Oh my gosh. I'm so little. I'm literally like 4'10" and a half.
Nice.
I was literally the
Fun
height. The height that you had to be in order to be in the military.
Well, just
met it. Like any shorter, I would not have been able to join.
Interesting. I didn't even know that there was a height limit. But
yeah, there's a weight limit and a height limit. But I reached my weight goal, which was... I was super proud of myself for that, because I was going through a lot. But the reason why I joined was because I wanted to get away. That was my...
Yeah.
I wanted to leave. I wanted to get away from here. I just...
And maybe you still feel like that, but you matured a little bit.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
Like, here it's not that bad. That's kind of what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, I do want to leave one day.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be here for
I want to leave Illinois.
Yeah.
In general, yeah.
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
I don't know. I have some places in mind. I haven't really decided anywhere. I want to go somewhere warmer for sure in the winter. Somewhere where, like, you know, I could just find a nice, like, safe neighborhood that I can, like, raise my future family one day, whoever that may be with, wherever that may be. I thought of places like Nashville, Austin, Texas, maybe, I don't know, somewhere like Virginia. Somewhere like on the south end, just a nice city. I would like to live right outside of a city. Yeah. So I can still have access to the city, but not have to live right inside of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And deal with that. That would be ideal. So yeah, but nowhere set in stone yet. It's probably not going to happen for a while, so we'll see.
What about you? Or what about your wife? Is it because she has to be here? She's stationed here still? Or?
No. So she actually got out. She's not in the Marines anymore.
Sure.
She finished her contract. So she was actually in Japan for a couple of years. She was in Okinawa. Oh, wow. But when she got home, she was like, yeah, no, don't want to do that anymore. And she's getting ready to start school instead. But she wants to go like somewhere like California, but like California's supposed to like be underwater in the next couple of years. So I don't know.
They say that about Florida too.
Plus, everyone's leaving California.
Yeah, and well, I want to go to Washington, but like Washington's right above California, so it's probably gonna be in water too. But like I want to just be somewhere where it's just like a lot of woods. I just don't want a lot of. I don't want to live in a big city. Yeah, I want my house to be surrounded by nothing but nature.
But we're not going to live forever. So you're saying a couple 100 years. I'm like, does it really matter? I think about this about Florida.
We won't be there when
I think about that with Florida. Like, I love Florida.
I don't know if it'll be a couple hundred, though. I didn't say a couple hundred.
Oh,
I don't.
That's what I heard.
No, I don't think it'll be a couple.
I don't think it'll be that soon. I think with Florida, it could happen.
I think maybe like the next 30, 40.
I mean, I know we're screwing up the planet, but 30, 40? Oh, you're giving it away.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to make you scared.
Let's make a bet
about
it.
No. I mean, I'm looking into this stuff too.
In 30, 40 years, if it's completely flooded, I'll give you. What do you want?
His life insurance.
My life insurance.
My will.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be started on that. That's a whole different conversation.
Adulting stuff. Yeah.
Ugh.
I know.
I forgot to I'm an adult now.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Nice. So still pretty young.
I'm a baby.
Yeah. Well, how long have you been married?
I've been married since October. Oh my gosh. September.
September last year?
September 1st, yes, of last year.
Nice. So what's it like being married, especially at such a young age?
It depends on who you ask. So if you want
I'm asking you.
Well, the reason why I say that is just because I've been married twice, actually.
Oh.
That sounds so terrible. But you know how I said I wanted to get away from here?
Yeah. Was that why?
Yeah. So I was actually in a terrible relationship for like 4.5 years with this guy, and it was really bad. I mean, you think about bad, and that's what it was.
Sure.
And I don't know. I feel like it's the Taurus in me that like feels like I can like take care of everybody and like save everybody.
I can fix him.
Yeah,
that is the same.
Like I can fix him. And
deep inside he's
yeah,
good.
I could not fix him. But like one of the things was, oh well, he was going to go to jail, and I knew that I was going to the military, and at the time like I was like, oh, he loves me. Well, like, what if I'm in the military and I go somewhere, they'll move him to wherever I'm at because I'm technically the closest thing to him.
That was your mindset.
Yeah. So, and I actually joined the military to get away from him, but that was a whole different story. I didn't end up leaving until after me and him were like completely like done with.
Yeah.
But that was my mindset and the reason behind getting married the first time. I'm not gonna lie to you, like the first week of being married with him, like things were actually okay. Like we went to church.
Oh,
like
not a week.
The first week.
No, seriously, the first week.
And the second week, like, who are you?
I literally was like telling his mom, I was like, I don't think I can stay here anymore.
Jeez.
Like it was literally like that. And
So that didn't last very long, did it?
No. It was like super toxic after I moved out of his parents' house, and it was funny because I was having a conversation with his mom, and I've had this conversation with him too, like a couple times actually, because his dad was like super abusive, and so it was like, if you like don't like people who do those types of things, why are you the way that you are?
He's a part of his environment,
right?
Type of thing.
But also like, and his mom, like when I left, because his parents are super Catholic.
Sure.
And her and her husband kind of sat me down and they were like, if you leave this time, like you're not coming back, like because we had like broken up and I had gone out and in and
Sure.
and they were like, we're not doing this anymore. Like you guys are married. If you guys are gonna leave, you're leaving. Like you're not coming back. And I was like, I don't want to come back.
Sure.
And she was like, I'm really sorry for like allowing all of this to happen because they knew the entire time. I mean, their room was like right next to ours, so like there's no way that they couldn't have.
He was responsible too, but I mean, to end the story, the benefit is that you're still young, you learned, and now you're married. You're gonna hopefully continue.
Yeah,
and hopefully this one's a lot better.
Oh no, it's so much better, so much better. She's such a sweetheart when she wants to be.
So
yeah, we all have our best sides.
We're gonna wrap up the show in a little bit, but one question I ask every guest is, if you have one piece of advice to give to anybody that's going through any hurdle in life, what would it be?
That even if you think things aren't gonna get better, they will. Growing up through life, I mean, I've always struggled with like depression and anxiety. Lord Jesus, don't get me started.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like my catchphrase. I feel like I've said that like 10,000 times already.
It's all good.
But in reality, every single time that I feel like something has like happened in my life, literally 3-4 months later, I was probably not in the same place. I was feeling better, and I normally didn't think that it was ever going to get better. I just feel like it's that mindset of like, just like, oh my gosh, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And I feel like usually bad things come in like a couple, like in handfuls. So it's like, okay, this is happening. Okay, great. Now this is happening too. And it can feel like a lot at the moment, and you just feel like it's not going to go away. But it
eventually
does.
It balances out. Yeah. Something happens.
It gets so much better.
That was great, short and sweet.
Yeah, like
just
it.
like me.
There you go. Well, thank you for coming on to this episode. Yeah. Do you have like any social medias or anything else you'd like to plug?
Yeah, so I mean, there's always like my cosmetic page on Facebook. It's Art by Ari. There's like a picture of my best friend. I did her makeup for her wedding day. It's really cute. Y'all should go follow me, especially if you feel like you need any makeup done, or any family or friends that need it done. And then that's about it.
All right, we'll put the link in our description too.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for coming once again. Thank you guys for listening, and we are out.